morning, ladies and gentlemen. Jasper Gonzo here. What's next? This is video number 2 for this morning. And sadly, we're going back to the land of woke. And 2 different articles. But you'll pretty much get the meaning of each one. First, we take a look at Daniella Pineda and her virtue signaling and getting caught in the act. And then we'll take a look at Marvel's Phase Woke and how that is collapsing under the weight of wokeness. Let's take a look. This comes out of Bounding in the Comics. Cowboy BeBop actress Daniella Pineda appears to deride fans criticizing Netflix's live-action Faye Valentine. I'm about a few days late on this one, but I thought I'd jump in anyway. Cowboy BeBop actress Daniella Pineda, who plays Faye Valentine in the upcoming Netflix live-action adaptation of the show, recently appeared to deride fans following Netflix's first look at the series. I did a video a few days back in regards to the first look and my thoughts on it, but this is still juicy nonetheless. The new move by Pineda appears to be the latest in marketing stunt from Netflix in an attempt to get people interested in the show. Yes, by dressing her plain. Pineda posted an updated to her Instagram story section called Fan Apology. The video has subsequently been uploaded to YouTube by a user, although the below video does not include the ending. Let's take a look.
So as you know, our Cowboy BeBop first look dropped today, which was so exciting. And I just wanted to address a couple of things that sort of keep coming up in the comments amongst fans. First, I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character. 6 foot, double D size breast, 2-inch waist. You know, they looked everywhere for that woman and they couldn't find her. It's kind of weird. So they just went with my short ass. I know. Am I right? You know, there was talk about, like, can we put Daniella in a time machine and maybe give her different parents so she has different genetic information to sort of make her look better? It proved to be too complicated. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was I wanted to apologize that the outfit I'm wearing is not exactly what she wears in the anime. You know, we tried, but doing stunts in tissue paper, things disappear, they rip. Sometimes it just got lost. Anyway, like I was saying, that original costume, they made a couple of them, but like I said, they got sort of slurped up in my various crevices, never to be retrieved again. So we need...
All right. Pineda, of course, gives her half-assed and condescending apology, if you can call that, regarding the costume. She then proceeded to sarcastically deride critics of the first look, saying, "First, I wanted to apologize." She made her comments. Valentine character, 6 foot, double D, 2-inch waist. They couldn't find anybody, so they just went with my short ass. And of course, there is the fan apology, and of course, she was getting ripped apart by it, and rightly so. And the look pretty much says it all. But for someone who says, well, you know, tissue paper, you know, can't act that way, can't work out that way, you know, I've heard some people say, you know, regarding the MMA fans, MMA fans who are saying, did you watch women's MMA? Do you see how they pretty much fight in those, quote, skimpy costumes, tissue paper costumes? You mean costumes like that, Daniella, or this? And that was from these were from scenes called The Detour, a now canceled short-lived show. But wow, the hypocrisy, got to love it. My thoughts. Daniella Pineda, you've been given opportunities to work in this industry since I think 2010, 2011, you've been in an industry, so it's a relatively short time, but still you've been able to do some things. But to be such a hypocrite to virtue signaling, to try to check off the boxes, and then you get busted, dressed in your little skimpy outfits, your tissue paper outfits, they get lost in crevices, and then have the balls enough to say, well, fuck you, the fans. Sorry, it's not the Cowboy Bebop that you want. No, it's not the Cowboy Bebop that we want. It's the Cowboy Bebop that is. It's called based. It's called canon. It's called what it is. And I said in a previous video that Netflix could have said, hey, you know what? We're going to meet in the middle. Here's Faye Valentine's costume, based. And here's what turned out to be. You could have met in the middle. Women's MMA, they do it all the time. Woof. Okay. Now we are going to jump into this story. And this comes out of Cosmic Book News. Marvel woke disaster. Or Marvel woke a disaster. Eternals delayed with Shang-Chi box office bomb. Kevin Feige woke Phase 4 approach is turning into be a disaster of epic proportions, as it now reported that if Shang-Chi bombs at the box office, it's due out in September, which is expected to do, that Disney will delay the release of the poorly received Trailer 1, Trailer 2, The Eternals. This info comes from Vulture's report about how Sony is going to further delay the release of Venom 2, where the site reached out to additional studios to see if there would be similar delays. Whereas noted that Marvel could delay the release of Eternals if Shang-Chi underperforms, i.e. bombs, which follows Black Widow's being a colossal catastrophe. Among studio sources reached by Vulture's short-term outlook is that autumn's big films such as Dune and Top Gun Maverick, which most likely will stay on their scheduled releases, although Marvel Studios' Eternals could be delayed if the 24th MCU entry, Shang-Chi, underperforms at the box office upon its September 3rd release. Recent estimates have Shang-Chi opening the box office as the lowest debut of any MCU film, including lower than Ant-Man's $57 million and Incredible Hulk's $55 million, with a range of 35 to 55. Disney losing faith in Marvel. Similar to Black Widow, Disney seems to have lost faith in the Marvel brand, as following Disney's release of Black Widow at the same time in the theaters as on Disney+, which has spawned a lawsuit from Scarlett Johansson. Disney announced that the following 45-day exclusive release, Shang-Chi, will be made available digitally, something that has sparked controversy in regards to comments made by Disney's CEO Bob Chapek and Shang-Chi star Simu Liu. We are not an experiment, says Liu in regards to Chapek's comments about how Shang-Chi getting an experimental release. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are the ceiling breakers. Really? Wasn't that was supposed to be, isn't that what Iron Man was? Iron Man was the ceiling breaker that opened the door? No, actually, Blade was the ceiling breaker that opened the door for all the MCU. So, thank you, Wesley Snipes. We are the celebration of culture and the joy that will persevere after their embattled year. We are the surprise. I'm fired the F up to make history on September 3rd. Join us. It should be noted that obviously Disney was aware Black Widow was going to bomb big time, which is why they released it right away in Disney Plus after, a year plus delay? Yeah. And Disney makes a lot more money from Disney Plus purchases than movie tickets. It also seems obvious that Disney thinks that Shang-Chi will be a bomb, is why the 45-day theatrical release is considered, quote, an experiment. Disney apparently thinks that the upcoming November release of The Eternals will fail, hence the release date change, when the movie stars are suing and feuding with a studio, or siding with one another against a studio. Elizabeth Olsen recently came out in support of ScarJo. That shows just how things bad are, and there's your typical of how a movie can completely bomb, but yet somehow make $1 billion. Interesting. It's called Infinity War and Endgame. Just saying. Facts. Feige's woke MCU approach is a bust. Feige's woke approach doesn't look to be getting any better, as the upcoming releases include a slate of woke content, which is where the characters are changed for the sake of political correctness, and or the liberal agenda is promoted at the expense of quality story. Shang-Chi. Simu Liu recently said the film will, quote, change the world and will finally give an audience an aspirational Asian character, although that doesn't necessarily mean the movie will be woke. Eternal's gender bent, race swapped regarding the story. The trailer revealed that also the entire universe was threatened by Thanos, and they decided to stay out of it. Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner replaced by Haley Steinfeld, Kate Bishop. Yeah, because when you think of Hawkeye, you think of the daughter. No. Miss Marvel, politically oppressed, Muslim character. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which Marvel Comics, killing Doctor Strange, a new woke MCU Doctor Strange is speculated. It's also known Feige won't allow Benedict Cumberbatch in WandaVision because he's a male character, just like they cut the part out of Robert Downey Jr. in the Avengers in Black Widow. Thor, Natalie Portman becomes a female Thorette and basically deballs Chris Hemsworth. Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Rumor has it that Shuri will become the Black Panther and that Ironheart will be introduced into the movie theaters, who replaces Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, there's no woke there. And Captain Marvel 2, The Marvels. They had so much confidence in Brie Larson. Well, not really. We're going to make this a, quote, family affair. Okay. Guardians Galaxy 3, we don't know where that's going yet, but of course James Gunn will be at the helm, pedophilia, Twitter comments and all. Blade, I'm not confident with. Blade's daughter, really. Deadpool 3, Ryan Reynolds sold out his writers for 2 female noobs, as demanded by Feige and Marvel. My thoughts. The fact of the matter is that this article nails it. Kevin Feige's Phase 4 is a joke. It's an absolute clown show. It's a woke fest of nonsense. And that is the reason why, that is the main reason why, the crux, that fans don't want it. That fans don't care to see it. It's no longer burnout. It's been a year plus. It's no longer that. You know what money's going to, you know where the money's going to be made? The money's going to be made, wow, Spider-Man 3, No Way Home. That is where the money is going to be made. When that trailer crushes the Endgame trailer in viewership, that's got to tell you something, Marvel. That's got to tell you something, Disney. If you do the story correctly, well, then again, we don't know. No Way Home could be No Way Woke. Only time will tell. But with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.